Hi, I'm Ken Dixon with Monster, and I'm here to talk to you today about the most profitable piece of real estate in your store, Monster's Tower of Power. It consists of some incredible technology, starting with our AVS 2000, our HTS 5100, 3600, and our 2600 as well. Now, many people connect their home theater systems into the wall outlet, and not even realize that the performance of their components may be jeopardized by the polluted AC power. The fact is, video, snow, vertical and horizontal lines, imaging, ghosting, loss of color, contrast and detail, as well as audio clarity and imaging problems are all due to polluted AC power, not surges and spikes. Now, dirty AC power is caused by electromagnetic interference and radio frequency interference, which is generated by common household appliances like refrigerators, power tools, vacuum cleaners, hair dryers, microwaves, you name it. Any appliance essentially that uses a motor and shares the same power line with your connected equipment can cause dirty power. In fact, some of our home theater components generate their own noise, adding even more pollution. Now, Monster's clean power circuitry virtually eliminates this noise that goes through your typical surge protector. The first component that does this job is Monster's HTS 5100. Now, this piece would be best in our best, better, good mix here in the Tower of Power. And it is designed for the home theater enthusiast with a passion for picture and sound quality. The HTS 5100 features Clean Power Stage 4. This is going to clean up that AC line power noise and keep your equipment looking great and sounding great. It also has a great Joule rating on it as well to protect you from surges and spikes. Now, following the 5100 is our HTS 3600, which would be better in our best, better, good. Now, the HTS 3600 is an excellent choice for home theater diehards who don't want power pollution invading their system, yet maybe want to save just a little bit of money. They're giving up one bank of isolation in comparison to the 5100. They're going down to Clean Power Stage 3, yet it's still an incredible piece for any home theater system. Now, we also have the HTS 2600. This would be our good and our best, better, good here in the Tower of Power. This model is the way to go if you need solid, no-nonsense power conditioning and protection. And it also has Clean Power Stage 2, so yet we've stepped down another bank of isolation in our mix of Monster Power Centers. Now, at the top of the Tower of Power is our AVS 2000. This is designed to stabilize the power line fluctuations and maintain constant voltage to your entire home theater system. All the equipment that you're selling to your customers is designed to work at 120 volts of power. Yet there are many voltage sags that occur out there, and this is typically due to power-hungry appliances like washers and dryers, air conditioners, and electric heaters, which draw more power than your house was designed to support. Now, this can have a direct effect on the home theater components, including amplifiers and two-piece projection systems, which require a lot of power to operate at an optimum performance level. And with the AVS 2000, all your high-power devices will maintain the stability needed to deliver peak power and performance. You'll enjoy the smoothest, most natural sound and the sharpest, brightest picture possible with vivid color. Now, the Tower Power demo allows you to walk a customer through all the situations they may run into with voltage. This is how we can prove to them why they need an AVS 2000 in their system. And it all begins with this box right here. We call it a Variac. This is what's going to actually simulate those voltage fluctuations. We also have two flame lamps adjacent to it. One is on an unprotected side, which is going to show us all the fluctuations of the voltage, and one is on the protected side or plugged into our AVS 2000. It's going to prove to us why we need that. So let's take a look at this demonstration that you're going to be doing for your customers. Let's see what happens when we go into an over voltage situation. It's going to take us from 120 volts up to 140 volts of power. So we're simulating all this voltage going to your customer system. The flame lamp on the right is now burning brighter and faster. So you're simulating for your customer your TV, DVD player, your AV receiver, your Xbox, all your equipment being overdriven. So it's going to wear out over time and not perform as well. Now, the flame lamp on the left is moving right along at the same steady pace because it's getting the 120 volts it was designed to receive. You'll notice in the center display on our AVS 2000, it's actually compensating, taking away 20 volts of power so that it gets that juice it deserves. Now, we can also show our customers an undervoltage situation. Let's take it down to 100 volts of power. Now, at 100 volts, you'll notice the flame lamp on the right is barely keeping up. It's not moving as fast and it's not burning as bright. So imagine your customer's TV, your DVD player, receiver, all their equipment struggling to keep up with the lack of juice that's running to it. You know, as a matter of fact, most flat screens, they're very power hungry, and they're going to shut down at anything less than 110 volts of power. And that's just why an AVS 2000 is so important to a customer's electronic system today. Now, what happens if we take it to a total brownout? Now we're going to be operating at about 80 volts of power. Your customer system, their equipment, is not going to look good, and it's not going to sound good as well. And in most cases, it may not even perform at all. You'll notice our flame lamp on the right is barely keeping up. It's struggling to keep moving at all, and there is hardly any light shining on it. Versus our flame lamp on the left, which is going through our AVS 2000. It is fully stabilized to 120 volts of power. You'll notice in our center meter here on our AVS 2000, it's compensating approximately 40 volts to the system. So you're still getting the peak performance out of your equipment. Now, the worst case scenario would be a blackout where all the power goes out. Now, that's not necessarily the problem with the situation. It's when the power comes back up. And you'll notice once I hit that manual button again, 140 volts of power goes straight to that flame lamp on the right. And power is very volatile, so it's going to be all over the place. 140 volts of power, 120, 100, 80. It's a roller coaster ride that you don't want your customer's equipment going on, because it's going to be very damaging. In fact, most people will tell you that you should unplug all your equipment during a blackout so that it doesn't get damaged. You'll notice in the time I was speaking there that it took approximately 15 seconds for the flame lamp on the left to come back on. That's because it was protected with the AVS 2000. It looks for at least 15 seconds of stable voltage to work with, meaning 80 volts to 140 volts. If it doesn't see it, it's not going to turn your equipment back on, thus protecting it from any of those damaging effects. But it saw some stable voltage here, so it came back on. It's operating at great performance here, even though we're only at 80 volts of power. You'll notice the flame lamp on the right, again, struggling to keep up because it's not protected. So this is exactly why your customer needs a voltage stabilizer in their system. And this demonstration only takes a few moments to do. So it's something I'm confident you can do with all your customers that come through those doors. And if you do that, not only will you sell more AVS 2000s and make more money, but you'll also have happier customers because of it. And that's what we're all really in this for. It's been a pleasure talking to you today. My name's Ken Dixon. Have a great selling season, and I'll see you next time.